Hello students, good morning and welcome to the biology class. In last session we discussed about plant kingdom and today we are going to start with our new chapter animal kingdom. So first we will discuss the basis of classification. The animal are classified on the basis of certain features and they are: number 1 is level of organization, number 2 is body symmetry, number 3 is nature of coelom, 4th is body plan, and 5th is pattern of development, 6th is segmentation of body, and the 7th is, and the last is, the presence and the absence of notochord. So in this animal we are going to classify on the basis of level of organization of cells, in which we will discuss about the cellular level, tissue level, organ level, body symmetry, that how the body can be divided, nature of coelom, coelom means that is your cavity, body plan, then the pattern of development, whether that is a direct development or the indirect development, and segmentation, whether the segments are present or absent, and very important is the presence or the absence of notochord, that is your backbone. The next and the first basis is the level of organization. Depending upon the organization of cell, animals are grouped into two categories. Number 1 is parazone and the number 2 is eumetazone. So what do you mean by the parazone? Parazone are those multicellular animals whose cells are not grouped into tissues or organs. So what is the definition of parazones? Those multicellular animals whose cells are not grouped into tissues, whereas eumetazones are those multicellular animals whose cells are grouped into tissues, organs and organ system. So there are 4 patterns of the organization of the cell, and the parazones shows the level of, that is the cellular level of organization, whereas the eumetazones, they show the tissue as well as the organ and the organ system level of the organization. So as the term, that is eu means eukaryote, which are moderate, which are more developed, as compared to the para means prokaryotes, which are primitive. So the first level is your cellular level. In this, cells are not organized into the tissue, just the arrangement of the cells, and they are found in the member of porifera. Number 2 is your tissue level, and in these the cells are performing the same function and grouped into the tissues. As you know, what is tissue? Tissue is the group of cell performing the same function, and the example is member of Coelenterata, or that is the Stenophora. These are the members which shows the level of the organization, that is your tissue. The third level of organization is the organ level, when the tissues, they are joined to form the organs. So cells are organized into tissues and tissues are joined to form the organ, and organ is specialized to perform the particular function. The example is members of Platyhelminthes. The last and the higher level is your, that is organ system level. In this level, organs become associated to form the functional system, and the system is concerned with specific physiological function. So the specific physiological function means the digestion, then there is transportation. So these are the specific physiological function, and each and every organ system is responsible for a particular physiological function, as we have a separate digestive system, circulatory system and so on. So the members of Phyla, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata, they all come under the level of organization, that is the organ system. The organ system in the different group of animal exhibit the different patterns and the level of complexity. Pattern means what type of the functions they are performing and how they are performing. And here we are discussing about the two systems. One is the circulatory system and another is your digestive system. The circulatory system, they are of two types, that is your open and the closed circulatory systems. So what is the difference between the open and the closed circulatory system? In open, the blood is pumped out of the heart into the open space and the channels in the body, or canals you can say, and all the tissues and the organs are in the direct contact with the body fluid. Means in the open system of the circulatory system, the blood is pumped out of the heart and then they enter into the open space in the body, in the tissue, and each and every organ is in the direct contact with the body fluid. The example of open circulatory system is Arthropoda and Mollusca. And the rest of them, they are having a closed system. So what is closed system? In this type, the blood is circulated throughout the blood vessels, that is with the help of the blood vessels in the arteries, veins and capillaries and the pumping chamber heart. So the closed system, they are having blood vessels. Depending upon the route of transportation, there may be arteries, there may be veins and capillaries, and they are having a pumping organ that is known as your heart, and the example is Annelida and all vertebrates. Now the digestive system is again of two types, that is complete digestive system and incomplete. So what is the difference between the complete and incomplete? Complete digestive system, it has two openings, that is the mouth for ingestion, means the intake of the food, and anus is for the egestion, means for intake and for egestion. The two openings are present, two different openings are there. Then the digestive system is known as a complete digestive system. But if they are having only one opening for both the ingestion and egestion, then it is known as the incomplete digestive system. The example of complete digestive system is Annelida and Arthropoda, and whereas that of the incomplete, that is your Platyhelminthes. So this is about the level of organizations, in which we discussed that we are having a four levels of organization: cellular, then tissue, then organ level, organ system level. Organ system is again being divided depending upon the patterns and the function. Circulatory system is of two types, that is open and the closed. Digestive system is of two types, that is complete and incomplete. The next and the very important basis of classification is body symmetry. The external form of animal can be described as asymmetrical or symmetrical. As you know, asymmetrical means when not the equal parts are being formed. Symmetrical means when you divide the organism and you will get the equal parts or the equal halves. Asymmetrical animals are those whose body cannot be divided into two identical halves along any plane. किसी भी प्लेन से आप बॉडी को काटो तो आपको इक्वल हाफ्स या आइडेंटिकल हाफ्स नहीं मिलेंगे. द एग्जाम्पल इज योर स्पॉन्जेस. Symmetrical animals are those animals whose body can be divided into two identical halves. Now again they are being classified. If animal can be divided into two identical halves only along one vertical plane, it is called as bilateral symmetrical. The example is human being and frog. If an animal can be cut into two identical halves along any plane, passing through the central axis of the body, it is called as the radial symmetrical. So symmetrical is again divided into two parts. One is bilateral, in which you will get identical halves only when they are being divided by a one vertical plane. But when the animal can be divided into the any plane, by any plane through the radial axis, and you will get a two identical planes, then that symmetry is known as the radially symmetrical. The example is your echinoderms and coelentrates are there. Now in this image you can see that is your asymmetrical. The example you can see, that is amoeba. If you divide the organism through any plane, you will not get two identical halves. Radial symmetrical, when you can divide the animal into any plane through the central axis like this way, you will get the two identical halves. But bilateral, when you divide the organism through one vertical plane, only then you will get the two identical halves. That is called as the bilateral. So we are having a body plan, that is with the help of your two symmetries are there, that is the body symmetry, that is asymmetrical, and your symmetrical. Asymmetrical means when the animal is not divided into two identical halves, and symmetrical when the divided is animal's body is divided into two identical halves. And if animal can be divided into two identical halves along one vertical plane, then it is bilateral. And if the animal can be cut into two identical halves along any plane passing through the central axis of the body, it is called as a radial symmetrical. So this is about the symmetrical or symmetry, you can say. The next and the very important is nature of coelom. So what is coelom? Coelom is referred to the body cavity, that is the space between the body wall and the gut, where all other organs of body are placed. Means the space between the body wall and the gut, or the space you can say where all other organs of the body are placed. The coelom, so the first we are having, that is the true coelom, is the body cavity formed by splitting of mesoderm. Mesoderm means that is the in between the body wall, that is the middle body wall during the embryonic development. Hence it is lined by mesodermal cell. It is found in the Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata, in which the body cavity is formed by splitting of mesoderm during the embryonic development. What is coelom? That is the body cavity. And in some of the animals, that coelom is absent. The example is Platyhelminthes, and we call such animals, that is acoelomate, in which the coelom is absent. Then in Aschelminthes, the coelom is interrupted by endodermal cells of the alimentary canal, and this is called as the pseudocoelom, and such animals are called as the pseudocoelomate. So we are having three types of the animals, that is having a true coelom, that is coelomic. Where the coelom cavity is absent, then it is called as a acoelomate. Where it is interrupted, then it is called as a pseudocoelomate. In other animals, true coelom is present. Such animals are called as a eucoelom, that is your modern one. In sponges, the body cavity derived from the blastocoel is present, and it is called as the spongocoel. In coelentrates, also the cavity derived from the blastocoel remains, and it is called as a coelentron. In arthropod means in insects, the blastocoel does not disappear, it remains there. So the blastocoel does not disappear completely. It is associated with much reduced coelom and filled with the body fluid, that is called as a hemolymph, that is called as a hemocoel. So depending upon the variations, we are having a spongoceole, then the coelenteron, that is the homocoelom. But basically the whole of the animal kingdom is divided into a three. If the cavity is present, that is coelomate. If that is interrupted, as you can see in this, that is being interrupted, then it is called as your, when it is interrupted, then it is called as your pseudocoelomate is there, and you are having a pseudocoelomate. And when that is no interruption, no division is there, then it is called as the acoelomate. Fine. So next is your body plan. So body plan is our next mode of classification, that is animals show three basic body plans or the organization. Number one is cell aggregate plan. The body of the animal has number of the cell, but they are not grouped into tissue and organ. There is not much distinguish among the cell or the cell division of the labor among them, in which all the functions they are performed by a cell itself, that is no formation of the tissues. The example is known as the sponges, means the organisms which shows the cellular level of the organization. The next is your blind sac body plan. The animal have only one opening in the alimentary canal for taking in food and also to remove the undigested food. That is, means for the ingestion as well as for the egestion, we are having only a single opening. The example is your coelentrates and flatworms. The next is the tube within the tube body plan. The alimentary canal is a tube with mouth opening to take in the food, that is ingestion, and for the anal opening for the egestion. The alimentary canal lies within the coelom and the body cavity that forms the outer tube. The example is Aschelminthes, Annelida and Chordata. So we are having a three body plans over there, in which the first is cell aggregate plan, in which the body of animal has number of cell. They are not grouped together, they are showing no division of labor. Then there is a blind sac body plan, in which the digestive system is having a single opening for intake of the food as well as for the elimination of the undigested food. Next, tube within the tube body plan, that is the alimentary canal is a tube with the mouth opening for intake, anal opening for the egestion, and they lies within the body cavity. The body cavity means the coelom that forms the outer tube. That is in the Aschelminthes, that is in the Annelida and Chordata. So today we have discussed our four bases of the classification. Number one is your body plan. The next one is your, that is the formation, that is the nature of the coelom, that is the body cavity. The very important, that is your body symmetry. And the first and the very important mode of the classification or the basis of classification is the level of organization. In our next session, we will discuss about the pattern of development, segmentation of body, presence or the absence of the notochord. So go through this one by one slowly, note down in your biology notebooks. Till then, stay home, stay happy. Thank you.